2016 Nissan Sentra rear brakes tutorial. First you gotta take your wheel off. I have aftermarket wheels, so mine takes like a splined aftermarket lug nut, but yours will probably be a 19 or a 21, possibly a 22. Once you have the wheel off, we're gonna come over here and here's the caliper. You got your top bolts and your lower caliper bolt. These are 14 millimeters. I'm only gonna take the bottom one off. Here's the caliper or the rotor bracket bolts. Those are a little bit bigger. Let's start with the caliper bolt. It's a 14 millimeter. I'm gonna go ahead and get the bottom one off only. If it's a little stubborn, you know, it's kind of common. We'll go ahead and get this out. This comes out as a whole pin. It's like a slide pin bolt combo, which I actually prefer this style. We're gonna lift this up, just go straight up with it, and then once you're kind of level, just push this whole thing back, and then you could just slide that top pin out. It'll stay screwed into the caliper. Then we'll set it over the steering knuckle, rest the brake line so it'll be out of the way and not kinked or bending or nothing. Once that's out, we're gonna get the brake pads out. Go and just kind of, I'm just using like a little flathead gently to kind of help push these out. Sometimes they can be stubborn and really stuck in there. I'm doing rotors on this as well, so pads and rotors. If you're just doing pads, and just skip ahead, but I'm doing rotors. This is a drum right here. This is where your e-brake is. You might need to back the e-brake shoes off if you can't get this off. That's what that little rubber grommet is for, to go to the adjuster. I'm gonna go ahead and get the bracket off now. It's right here and right here, these bigger bolts. All right, let's go ahead and get these off. Okay, now I'm gonna get these off and set them to the side. With these, they both got to come out if we're gonna take the thing off. Oh, they just tried to disappear on me. They fell. Don't lose these. Put the washer on there. I'm gonna get my top one off. Okay, I got that one loose. Now once you get the other one off, the whole bracket's gonna want to fall, so you want to have two hands on it. And then we'll just remove this rotor caliper bracket. I forget the exact term it's called, but we're gonna set this to the side. And then your rotor hopefully should come off. If it doesn't, you might need to back the shoes off inside for this grommet. I didn't have to on mine. Mine was just kind of rusted on. So what I'm gonna do is use my hammer here to hit the thing. I would use a rubber mallet if you're just trying to save the rotor, if you're gonna reuse it. But I have this hammer. I'm just gonna kind of hit the back of it, knock it loose. And then also you could hit the front drum part too, just to get the rust and debris kind of loose. Just don't hit your studs, because you'll bend the threads and then you won't be able to get your lug nut back on. So like I said, I'm replacing this rotor so I can beat it up as much as I want. I got it loose, hitting it from the back, and then I removed it. All right, and I can remove that grommet and put it on my new ones. If your e-brake shoes are good, which they probably will be, you could just sand them down a little bit with some, you know, some sandpaper. All right, now here's my rotors. These are for the rears. Same part number for each one. Is what they look like. These are like coated. Some rotors come like with a little coat on them. All right, so I'm gonna spray all this brake dust out to help prevent any noise. And then this is that little hole is where the grommet goes. Put the hole where the adjuster is for these e-brakes. So in the future, if you ever need to adjust it or back it off, you can. But mine slid right over it. You can put your grommet in here from the old one if you have it. Yep, it just goes right in there. And then let's see what's next. I got my brake pads here. Here's the part number. I'll put all these parts and replacement parts and everything, part numbers, in the descriptions, in the comments. So check those out. I put links to Amazon so you guys can get all this stuff if you like. Got my hardware here, my pads. Here's what they look like. These are the Nissan Value Line Advantage. Good brake pads, in my opinion. So I'm going to switch over the hardware from the Okay, these new hardwares, these little metal things, if your new pads don't come with new hardware, you can just clean the old hardware. It's really fine. But I got new ones, so I'm just gonna throw them on because they're new, and might as well. I'll throw these old ones out. To get these out, you just kind of pop them off. Use a flathead, you know, just pop them loose and then match it up to your other ones and then put them on. Sometimes they'll be like slightly bigger or smaller depending on if it's the top or bottom, so just physically match each one up before you pop it off, or before you pop off the next one, so you don't get it mixed up. But I got that. Now I'm going to throw a little bit of brake grease into these caliper slide holes like that, and then not a lot, just a little bit, and then I'll put this back on. You don't want to do too much grease because then you'll make it to where air gets trapped and then the caliper slide pin won't want to go on. All right, so I'm gonna put these in. I got those tight right there and right there. Okay, now the pads, it's their turn to go on. I lube the ends of the pads just a little bit, just very, very light. And I do that because I want them to go in pretty smooth and easy, and it kind of helps them not make noise, in my opinion. But this one's the outer pad here. It's just a regular pad. So how this goes in is you just take the ends of the pad, put them in the little pathways, push it in, and make sure it goes all the way in and touches the rotor. The rear pad, or the inside pad, has the one with the sensor on it, and that's because inner pads supposedly theoretically wear out faster, so they want the sensor on the inside. We're going to compress the caliper piston. I got a tool here. I'll put a link to this tool in the description, but you could use like all kinds of stuff to compress these pistons. And then I'm going to put this top pin in and then lower this very slowly like that. Make sure this bottom hole is lined up correctly. Make sure your brake line's not twisted or like kinked or anything. And we'll just slide this guy back in and then tighten him down, 14 millimeter, like that. And I'm gonna try to put torque specs in the comments and everything. Hope this video helped you guys out a little bit. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Hey, what's up guys? I wanted to tell you about this new soap I've been using by a new company called Quantum Soap. It's a men's soap company. They make multiple different bars of soap with their own ingredients and fragrance. They even have a dark matter bar, which is more grittier. If you're a mechanic, you have a lot of dirt and oil in your skin a lot. You can reach them at quantumsoapco.com. Free shipping on orders over $50. These soaps are made in the US with all natural ingredients by hand. No synthetic this, synthetic that. They've been great. They've hooked us up with a gearmoauto promo code. So if you head over to the website, type in gearmoauto in the checkout, you'll get 10% off. Again, these guys are on Facebook, Instagram. Check them out. Check the links below. Thanks for watching.
You're pretty good.